meow? I don't know.
Yeah, sorry.
She's been meowing this whole time. I don't know how you just noticed that.
Well,
I've been finding a need to meow lately.
She's a furry.
she a furry. Okay, anyway.
No, there's just always a need for a little bit of me. I'm not a furry. I promise.
Now that Haley has expressed her inner cat.
Hi guys, welcome back to 14s, and this is our podcast because we are 4 teenagers that make up 14s. I'm Haley.
Yeah. I'm Isabella.
I'm Gloria.
I'm Lauren.
You're all kind of weirded out. I've never done the intro.
4
Here's the
teenagers.
backstory, guys. So Isabella cannot do the intro for the life of her. So she had to record it like 9 times. And
We have to
me
clear up some things.
being the perfect person that I
You were
am.
meowing.
The perfect. He neglected to start the intro until after I finished my meow. So, it's perfect.
Halfway through, and you would just go meow, like you.
Because that's like a personal reaction. It's a reaction button, okay? I'm Barbie. And so I decided, me being the absolutely perfectionist, no mistake person I am, that I am going to do the intro this episode.
Okay, anyway, this
Yeah.
episode is going to be
Are
the
you
first
okay?
episode in our series where it's going to be like Dear Blake. So this one is going to be Dear Girl. We're going to go around and we're going to like share some of our advice for younger girls, for not infant girls. We have no advice for them. They're infants. Okay. I'm going to start with one that I do. Okay. So I highly recommend dance parties in your bedroom at like as late as you feel like it. And here's why. They're a great source of cardio. They're like very happiness boosting. Nobody's gotta see you. And
Everybody.
you just feel so like happy and confident. So
Oh dang, it feels like one of those commercials on like Hulu you get. What about those people who are trying to like sell their exercise machines?
yeah.
Have a nice dance break in the middle of your room at 1 a.m.
Okay.
Great
Alright.
cardio.
Okay. This is important. No one come for me for this. Shut your trap.
Wow.
Normalize eating. As females, we for some reason feel this need to like, we must eat a cracker and water. You get a crust of water, you get crust of bread and glass of water. It's a line from Beauty and the Beast, shut up. And that's all you eat for the day. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, you know what I had today? I had a single piece of lettuce. And then Brad's like, yo, my girl Stacy, she survives with a single piece of lettuce. How stupid do you sound? Nobody is like complimenting people based on how little they eat. So thank you. And like, if you got an ED, that is a whole different story. But I think just don't like suffer just because you want to be seen as like dainty in front of people.
Iced coffee is not a meal. Anyway, my like first piece of advice to like little youngins. This is going to apply to like probably like right after elementary school, like when you start like getting your period. Hygiene is important.
I supposed to happen right after elementary.
Gloria!
Dang.
Missed the memo on that one.
Let's try right before high school.
Listen, ladies, hygiene is important. It is so important. And you have to make sure you're taking care of all the business. You can't be getting no UTIs or yeast infections. Like you just gotta change your tampon regularly, gotta change your pad regularly. Like can't be letting it just sit there, okay?
Also have to realize if you do get like an infection or something, don't try to treat it yourself. And as much as awkward as it might be, like contact somebody. You could end up in like the ER. And
Yeah, if
imagine
you
how
notice that
awkward
you've got a really uncomfortable situation going on down there, it's probably a good idea to let your mom know or let anyone in your life that you trust. Okay, Haley, what's one of your pieces of advice?
I think that you should enjoy your interests Like, for instance, if you want to play Minecraft on the big screen and nobody wants to watch you play Minecraft, I'm on fire. That's okay. You can play Minecraft, okay? Don't worry about it. And enjoy your interests. Like, if people say that your interests are like too boyish, they're not, girl. There are no gendered interests, baby. Not a single one. So,
So gendered interest,
like
baby.
Minecraft, that's fine. If you like baseball, you're boring, but that's also fine. If you like plants, you're the hottest person alive. You know, like anything is possible. Look at Barbie. She's done anything while also being hot. But don't look at Barbie for body standards. Okay, you are beautiful even if you don't look like Barbie. So
That was
ain't nobody looks like Barbie. I've never met one person that looks like Barbie. I'm on fire.
Get off of fire.
Lava. It hurts.
Okay. I think it's my turn.
Yeah.
My next one is that if you are below high school listening to this, first of all, sorry. Second of all, not nothing. Obviously, like your feelings and your friendships are important now, but they're really not gonna matter. You're gonna get down the road, you're gonna be in high school, and you're gonna look back at your 4th, 5th grade and be like, anything I would have done then, I would have like felt like it was awkward and felt like it was weird. You're never gonna like what you did, like up until your present. So just don't even worry about making it. Obviously, make good choices and like try in school because you need to teach yourself those habits. But your paper doesn't have to be perfect. Your fight with your friend isn't gonna matter in 5 years. And everybody's always like, oh my gosh, don't feel like insignificant. Just feel a little freed that the things you have going on right now, nothing's going to shape what you're doing in 5 years. It's going to be so different.
Yes, that is very true.
Period.
Okay, this one might be controversial. This just seems to be all of them. So, as a young girl, a normal girl, people, any gender, like to pressure you to take certain pictures that are illegal for them to have. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. To be honest, they're gonna share them. And no matter how much you think you trust this person, there is a 99% chance they're going to share them. And I assume you don't want that. And be feminine, be beautiful, wear as small or big of clothes as you want. But I'm just saying, most likely you're going to get hate for it. And no one wants that in their life. And express your femininity however you see fit. But I'm telling you, in middle school, that's not like, it's not like a good thing. No one's like, oh my gosh, this girl did that. She's so cool. They're like, did you hear what she did? And then the whole football team has seen your, whatever you want to call it. So do whatever you want. I'm just advising you, it might not go the perfect way you see it going.
It gets around, and this is not like scary you guys or anything, but it gets around. And a lot of times I will, someone ask me who someone is, and they'll be like, oh, did you hear, I'll be like, who is that? And then they'll be like, oh, the one who sent pictures to blank guy or whatever. And then I'll know who it is because they got around, kind of. You know, like, I don't support people leaking stuff. Like, leak it, lol, you just release child pornography, have fun in jail. But, like,
if you want to stop it, it's trash.
Be careful. Yeah.
Okay, this advice kind of like coexists with that, and I think it kind of makes sense in this scenario. Okay, my lovely 11 through 13-year-olds in your little 5th and 6th grade relationships and your 7th grade boyfriends and girlfriends and all of that. First of all, don't call them wifey. I swore I heard one of my brother's friends who's like 11 call his girlfriend, air quotes around that, wifey, and I about vomited in my mouth right then and there. But
hey, mamas.
But most importantly, like, no man or woman is ever, boy or girl, let's be real, no boy or girl is ever important enough for you to isolate yourself from your other friends or for you to change who you are because of that person. Like, as much as my friends like to joke about how like I talk to all the guys and I change myself depending on which guy I'm speaking to, like as much as they joke about that, I don't do that. Like, I will never change my self-worth. I will never underestimate my self-worth because of another human. And like, if you're doing that and you don't even think you know you're doing it, but no guy is worth failing school. No guy is worth being grounded. No, it is not worth it, honey, because I'm telling you right now, your relationship that you're having now at 11 years old, you're not even gonna remember their name in 4 years time. You're gonna be like, who was that?
Everybody else is gonna be like, oh my, okay, like the people older than you, the people your age, they're gonna be like, okay, we are in 5th grade, or you are in 5th grade. What are you doing?
And like, have crushes. Crushes are healthy. Have crushes, be in like tell the guy that like you like them and then they're like, yeah, I like you too. But like, it's just not really worth it. You can't do anything. You can't drive. You can't like, I don't know. It's just not worth it. And it also goes like, don't send pictures because they're 11. Like, I don't be stupid. Okay. This is
illegal.
It's a legal activity.
Illegal. Yeah. Okay.
Wear what you want. But no matter what you wear, be ready for what someone might say to you. You know, it might not be fair, and it will never be fair if anyone comments about that, but some people are just real bad. And they're mean, and they're cool, and they'll try to tear you down for the way you look, or try to sexualize you, or try to make you do things to you that will never be your fault because of your clothing. Your clothing is just the way you express yourself, and that doesn't give anybody any right to tell you how mature you look for how young you are, or for like asking you to stop so they can look at you. That doesn't give anybody that. No one has the right to do that ever. So if anyone does, you tell somebody, because you're a minor and you don't solicit a minor.
Oh, wham bam, no thank you, ma'am.
Go punches.
Okay, Lauren.
Okay. So there's this kind of saying like, oh, you only need a couple close friends, like you don't need any other friends. And I'm going to come at that from a bit of a different view. I don't think you need to let everybody in close. I'm not going to say that. But the more you reach yourself out to new people and the more you involve yourself socially, it really is going to build you this infrastructure of support. And it's going to be, if your one friend is busy and can't FaceTime with you, then now what are you going to do? You don't have anybody else to talk to. So, and if you're at lunch and this friend doesn't have your lunch, then who are you going to sit with? So my advice is that you need outskirt friends. You need friends in all the places you are. So if you are in a club, if you are in a sport, if you go to church, if you have a family you're always with, find somebody or find a couple people in each place that you will be, in every class, in every lunch, in every activity you do. Find a friend. And they don't have to be your best friend. They don't have to be somebody you stay with. You need school friends. Like those people are always like, oh my gosh, they're fake because they're just at school. They're not fake. They're real. You can be friends with somebody and not know their deepest, darkest secrets, because you just need people you can talk to and people you can surround yourself with. At everywhere you are, you need somebody else just to be with you. And if you're independent, that's fine. But acquaintances are underrated.
You gotta have your English homies. You gotta have like that one homie that like you talk to in like English.
Get a Spanish friend.
Get a Spanish friend.
Get a language friend. And like I have friends who we've never hung out outside of school. and we don't plan on it. But when the second we walk into English, we're like, oh my God, girl, you did not just know what happened in biology today. It's just so good. And then you have like your best friend who like are closest three, whatever you want to call it, that you like do everything with and have sleepovers with. But if you have no class, you a little screwed, homie. So just gotta
get yourself a friend in your Spanish class, and one that is smarter than you at that.
Yeah,
for them. It's great for you.
With the activity one, if you miss your friendship bracelet making, I don't know, club, I wasn't in it. It was a thing in 8th grade. I didn't do it.
No,
But,
same.
like you gotta have somebody fill you in. If you walk in to your Disney club and you don't know anybody, find somebody. Like just do it.
So my advice, I didn't even know Lauren was gonna say that because we don't plan well, was have guy friends. Like, oh, another important thing is like, I have friends who can't do this and it really sucks. Learn early on how to differentiate friends and crushes, because those people who have crushes on 6 people at once because they're friends with 6 people of the opposite or same gender, whatever gender they prefer or genders, they just are going to have a crush on them after talking for 2 weeks just because they're talking as friends, and then all those people have crushes on them, but they like all 6 of them, and so it's just a confusing situation. So have guy friends, but learn to like know the difference. And if you end up having a true crush on one of them but you realize that you don't on the others, that makes sense. But like, you kind of got to learn not every person of your appealed gender you meet, you kind of got to slow your roll. But like it taught me so much
I
about
have
like,
something to say here.
oh, you can go.
You can finish. It just adds on to like the friends
I was
thing.
gonna say, I learned so much like about the different gender, like about how they think, and like that they don't actually get like complimented a lot. So if you have guy friends, go compliment them, or that like they feel certain ways that they don't express, and just much stuff about how they were raised and differently from girls. So it's just some stuff I did not know. It's very helpful.
Yeah, and it's kind of just a different. I've always said this. People didn't agree with me, but I feel like it's a lot more relaxed and less judgmental. Like people would be like, "Oh, it's like you have to put on a face." I feel like you can be more yourself because they freaking don't care. This is all coming from my unit, but like that's just where that came from.
Yeah. The quicker you can learn to differentiate platonic versus romantic feelings, the better your life will be.
Or maybe you'll always know that you'll never feel romantic feelings. So yeah, another thing that like might be hard is, even though maybe you have the most amazing friends in the world and you have such kind people in your life, maybe there's a part of you that isn't there, that isn't represented, that isn't like seen within your friend group or where you live. And maybe you're going to start to think that it's not okay, or you're weird, or you don't know how to deal with it because you've never seen, like, you've never been around someone who, like, experiences the same thing you do. So it can be hard to, like, live your life trying to be someone that you know you are, but never having kind of that, I guess, structure where you can see how someone like you is. It's just, representation is important. No matter what anybody will say, representation is really important. And maybe your representation is not like good where you live, but that's why we have the internet. That's why we have so many people that will show you, like, you don't have to hide anymore. You don't have to try to change yourself or anything. You'll be fine. Maybe you can't see a lot of people right now who think the same way as you or feel the same way as you, but they're there. They're there.
Okay, my advice is to value your relationships with your like teachers and like adults. Like, it's really important to make relationships with teachers and adults. Don't be creepy, don't be weird. Some of you may be listening and be like, relationships. Like, no. Like, it's really important to have, in my opinion, it's really important to have healthy relationships with adults, because it can get you lots of places in life. Like if you need like a letter of rec, bam, letter of rec. If you just seem like general, like, okay, like I don't have like an older sibling and I don't always want to go to my mom, but like I have like my choir teacher from last year, like her and I are really close and she's like my big sister. So like I go to her if I need like big sister advice. So I just feel like it's just good to have like people in your life that are older than you that you have healthy relationships with, and the quicker that you can like make those, the better. And I feel like that's gonna be like a pretty like common thing, like make these things happen quickly because they will help you so much. Like if I didn't have like our old choir teacher like through like COVID, like it would have been something else.
Yeah, mine's the people, because my youth group is separated by age, but it's the people in like the 3 years of high school older than me, or there's actually some that graduated. And that definitely has been such a support system. A lot of this is just about building the people around you. So wait,
I don't have one.
Neither do I.
Yes, you do.
We're both old. I'm older than both of you.
Technically, everyone's older than me. I got the biggest support system.
You have an actual older sister though, Gloria.
I do. I don't want to talk to her. I do have an older sister.
Good.
All right, so now it's my turn, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So this is gonna phase into this. Talking a lot about friendships this episode. So this one is gonna be, you need to take care of your friends. You need to take care of the people around you and never neglect your own needs for that. But
Haley didn't go.
what?
Haley didn't go.
Haley went before Isabella, right?
Haley went before me. We like messed up the order there.
Because as strong as people around you appear, or as tough or whatever, people are sensitive, people are fragile, just that's a human thing. And so you want the people that are close to you and that take care of you, you want them to be the best they can be. So if that means and this comes with knowing them, this comes with, if they're not a hugger, you don't give them a hug, or if they get annoyed by texting, maybe you call them, or whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be just like a check-in, like, are you okay? Because that can be a little out of the blue and nobody's going to say no. But just be observant, be watching, and take care of the people you love.
Okay. This is a very oddly specific thing, but it happens quite often and it quite annoys me. We're all aware of who's the weird kid in the class. Or sometimes, like, not even sugarcoat it, they have a disability, which, like, totally cool and vibey. We love them. But there are always those girls who are usually popular and annoying, and they go up to them. They're like, oh my gosh, here's my bestie. Take a picture with my bestie. We're going to hang out with my bestie. And, like not being like, don't be friends with a weird kid, because like obviously be nice and be kind, but we all know that they're like doing it as a joke. They think it's funny to be friends with a person. That is just so rude and disrespectful, and like probably damaging to that person's self-esteem, mental health, self-worth, anything you could legit bring up that probably hurts. So like stop saying that the like weird short kid or whatever you want to call them is your best friend as a joke. If you want to be friends with them, that's totally cool. But like, stop with that ish. No, thank you, ma'am.
That is great advice.
Well, yeah, and then when they go and laugh about it afterward, if that person actually thinks you're friends, and then you go and you're like gossiping to people at lunch and like pointing at them, that's just mean.
It's so mean. Just don't be mean.
It's like reverse bullying. It's still like bullying, but they're like, you're bullying them by saying you are their friend. Just don't do it. Just stop. And if someone is doing it, like, not like see something, say something. Be like, what? Why? What's the
Why
point?
are you doing it? Because like we all know that girl that speaks to like, this kind of like the same thing. Like we all know that girl that speaks to like the special needs kids, like they're children, like they're 2 years old. They're like, hi, how are you? Oh my goodness. I'm sure that was like, no, speak to them like they're humans, because they
are children. If they're both like, that's fine. They're the same age as you. Calm down. Honestly, what you should do is if that person's like having a party, you should be like, oh, if they're your best friend, why don't you invite them to your birthday party tomorrow? And like, the kid ain't got no plans, let's be honest here. They'll be like, I'd love to go. And then you just started something. It's so mean that their presence is like but like, not like teach them a lesson, but like, you're their bestie, now you're besties.
Mm-hmm. Okay, my advice here is going to be learn how to do your hair. Oh my God.
We all know that girl who has curly hair but doesn't know it and rips a brush through it every day, and it just becomes a ball of, not a matted because it's brushed, but it's just poof.
Learn how to do your hair. I don't care if you have black hair, like curly, kinky, curly hair. I don't care if you have straight hair. I don't care if you have blonde, purple, blue, green, brown, short, long, wavy, straight. What? Learn how to do your hair, even if it's just brushing it and putting it in a ponytail. Learn how to wash it correctly. Learn how use dandruff shampoo. Good Lord, I do not want to be sitting next to the kid that's got dandruff running down the back. Learn how to do your hair. It's a good practice. It's a good skill to have. It'll help you in the future, because we also all know the person that like when like if you have to like dress up for like a speech or something, and like learn how to dress yourself and learn how to do your hair, because when you have to like dress up for like a speech or something, or like coordinate outfits for like a project, or like go to like, I don't know, like a We the People competition, you're gonna have some person that you're always worried is gonna show up in like some sweats and their hair is gonna be all like, just learn how to do
friend who can do hair and have them rebraid your hair in the middle of a High School Musical audition right before a competition. That also works.
Yes, that also works. Get a friend who knows how to do hair, or learn how to do your own. I'll give you YouTube links. You text me, I'll give you links.
Haley's turn.
Honestly, DM us.
They never do. So,
Yeah. No.
Someday.
just like redo your room, because if you're feeling sad, the second you move your bed from one wall to the next, it will help. Okay? It will help.
So this one is about productivity. So we all know the feeling of when you have 8,000 things to get done and like 6.5 minutes to do it all. And of course you might not get it all done, but you get more done in those 6.5 minutes than you would in an hour of having nothing you have to do. So relaxation, valid, important, necessary to prevent burnout. But you can't be relaxing all day long. You will feel worse about yourself for getting nothing done than you would for having a productive day that you got through things. And obviously, I know it's hard to like push yourself to get that assignment or to join that or to finish your audition or whatever it is. And this is coming from somebody who I can't function unless I have a million busy things happening. So I know it doesn't work this way for everybody, but I do know that everybody's going to feel a little better about themselves when they get through the day and checked 10 things off a list than when you sat around all day. You're going to feel productive. You're going to feel motivated to do more. So you can't just like conjure up things to get done. But if there's things you could be doing, obviously you don't want to start that motion. It's a whole like, this is psychological inertia is what I call it. But just do it.
I agree. I'm not going to listen to that. I'm still just going to lay on my bum all day until I have to do everything in under an hour. But yeah, I'm too far gone. The rest
I'm going to teach a crash
No,
course.
we're beyond saving here, guys. But you guys,
I'm trying to help
you guys can do it.
My advice. Don't cheat. The educational system is effed up. So do whatever. I'm not telling you to cheat, but do whatever you want in that sense. But if you are in a relationship everybody hates getting like broken up with on text or phone call or whatever platform, not in person. If you were like at someone's house, like about to kiss someone, about to like cheat, even if it's emotional, like you're feeling more strong attractions to someone who's your friend than someone else, like it's, I think sending a text saying, hey, we need to break up, I like lost feelings for you, whatever, is way better than going through with the cheating and just lying to them about it. In a relationship, it hurts the person so much. Don't do it. It's pointless. Again, you're gonna get a, obviously you're like, your high school reputation or middle school or whatever, it's not everything, but like no one wants to be talked about because you cheated on Brian. Like, just don't do it.
Yeah. Make sure they know that you are not still together, because there's going to be a little discrepancy as to if you were on a break or not. And if you get my reference, you're my favorite.
They weren't on a break, but well, no, they were on a break.
They were on a break.
We were on a break.
They were on a break, but that didn't give Ross the right to cheat.
That definitely is what a break means.
But
Yeah.
and you shouldn't have gone and slept with the coffee girl that night. Okay, anyway, my kind of like last piece of advice, I guess, for the shotties is that everything in your life right now is so big and it's so like everything, like, oh my goodness, I just finished a book, I'm gonna post about it on my Snapchat story. Like everything that happens in your life right now is huge. I'm gonna be really frank, you're not that important. Like you're not. Like you're important and you matter. You do. That is something that you need to work on because you're a girl listening to this and your self-worth is very important and you are gorgeous and you're stunning, but nobody cares that you finished a book. Nobody cares that you and Johnny are back together after 5 weeks of on and off again stuff. Like nobody cares. And like the world's not going to care. And okay. There's always that one kid in the class that overshares. Don't be that kid. I don't need to know everything about how your parents are getting together and back together. And I don't really need to know all of that in front of the whole class. If you want to have a private conversation about that, we can have that because I love me some tea. But I'm not about to have that conversation in front of the whole entire class. So everything in your life is so big and so important to you right now. But you also need to realize that you finishing a book or finishing your homework assignment, the rest of us don't care about. I can only pretend to be so happy for 5-year-olds, but if they
That's so mean.
no, if
Wow.
an 11-year-old comes up to me and goes, "Oh my goodness, I just finished reading The Outsiders." Okay.
Imagine having to read The Outsiders.
That book is kind of awful. I read it in my free time.
It was good. I liked it.
This was so good. I don't know what you mean.
Read books.
You are a dying flower.
I like books. Read books. They're powerful. When you read books, everybody thinks you're super smart.
This is true.
When you're not. But still.
I mean, did you just say, I mean, you're not, but still.
Yeah.
We're so motivational.
Nice.
Gloria,
Why are you muting us?
because I need to say this without getting interrupted. Okay. There is something, and it will change your entire life. Like it will. And you don't have to believe me, but if you are one yourself, you will know. And that is optimism.
No!
Ah.
No!
No.
I got it out. I muted them all on the Zoom.
It's not happening.
No,
Okay.
I thought she was gonna say something about not having a soul. I was like, how is she gonna wrap
I thought
this?
it was gonna be like, you need to find Jesus.
That one too.
My actual helpful piece of advice is educate yourself in politics and find a side. You don't gotta be an Isabella on the internet, but you gotta know a little bit because when you go into 8th grade into a constitutional government class and you don't know anything, you look a little stupid. So and don't be like, I don't like this to cause drama. I just don't want to learn about it. That is just being lazy. That is just not educating yourself. You need to read some articles. You know, the election just happened. in America. So go and
That is not a good election to go off if you're trying to learn
what happened,
politics.
but if you read what each candidate said, or like there's a test, or if you like don't go off what your parents say, like genuinely read what the people, or watch videos what the people are promising and what they believe in, and pick your party or just who you like. You don't even have to be a part of a party based on that. Thank you.
Also, yeah, you need to know the Constitution. If you live in America, you need to know what the Constitution is. You need to know what it allows you to do. Because if you're 16 and you get pulled over, lots of rights in Bill of Rights and also just like state laws and things that benefit you and you don't even know about. There's things that like you just need to know it. Gloria's right.
Always, boo boo.
All right, Isabella. Last one.
Okay, here is this advice. People may or may not like, I don't really know, but like I think that it is very important. And like Lauren does the complete like opposite of, I don't know. I think, you know what, Lauren, can you mute everybody besides me, because I think that this is, you gotta be muted too. You are more important than your friends. Like, you should be your number one priority. And I know that's really hard, and I know it's a really difficult thing to like understand and like fully comprehend, but at the end of the day, like, friends are going to come and go, but you will be the one constant in your life. And like that is something that like you really need to like realize. Like, people are going to leave you and it's going to suck. Like, it's going to suck. And I'm not saying that you should be alone. You should have people in your corner and you should be friends with people. But at the end of the day, especially as girls, like, you have to learn how to be independent, and you have to learn how to get yourself out of situations, and you have to learn to be safe in situations. And I wish that it was just like the other way around, you know, where like we told guys to be safe in situations. But at the end of the day, you are the one constant in your life, and you are the most important person in your life. And that sounds selfish because it kind of is, but like, and I'm not saying like tell people like, oh, I'm more important than you, like blah, blah, blah. Like, no, but like if your friends are causing you to like hate yourself, like you should probably step away from those friends. Or if like your friends aren't defending you in certain situations, you should step away from them. Like, it's okay to say no and to take time for yourself and like reevaluate things, because I don't know. I just think that that's like a really important thing to know, that like you're the one constant in your life.
So nobody gonna interrupt her, but y'all had to interrupt me.
We were watching you look out the window like this.
I was fucking my neighbor that just got home on the bus. Ignore me.
She was speaking truth. You were speaking garbage lies. Plus,
Optimism and putting out there.
You said that because you knew we all hate it.
She knew I hated that.
You hate that you have to put yourself in front of your friends? Obviously, like, if your friend's dying and you want to get your nails done, go help your friend.
Oh, yes.
But, like, if it's either your friend's mental health or yours,
You're gonna be my friends.
What?
It's gonna be my friend's mental health I care about, not mine.
Because that's what it's dependent on.
That's how I would be, but technically, do as I say, not as I do.
You can't help people if you yourself don't know what's going on with you. Like, I can't help people on stuff that I haven't even begun to tackle about myself. I could try, and I do try, but like, yeah.
I think you're never going to be satisfied with yourself, but you can be like satisfied about what you're doing for other people.
It's not don't help other people, as if
no.
If your friend is one of those people that's like, I'm so depressed, you're ruining my mental, you're being so mean to me. Like, they're putting you down, using their mental health to put you down. You need to step away. You can't be like worried that they're gonna like.
Mm-hmm.
If it's affecting you to the point where you can't help, like where you can't be for other people there, like you can't be there for other people, that's what we don't have to argue about this.
Use your friend's mental health as an excuse for why you can't be friends with them. Like, that's just a big old no right there.
Well, like, if they're doing the emotionally abusive thing where
I'm
gonna kill myself if you're not friends with me.
Oh yeah. You need to leave that. You need to leave.
Toxicity.
Okay, Haley, take us home. That's my new favorite phrase.
Chewing.
We.
If you could give me 1 second.
Go check the description while she chews. There's some interesting things down there.
Oh, DM. I'll respond.
Or I'll respond. Or all three of us, because only 3 of us have access to the Instagram. We'll respond at the same time, all different things.
That's happened before.
Yep.
They'll probably contradict.
Yeah. No, one time
How are
somebody
you doing?
DM'd us about
Hey,
a
how are you
collab.
doing? It's gonna be like, hey, how are you doing? Someone's gonna be like, great, absolutely spectacular. Someone else gonna be like, good, how are you? And the other person gonna be like, absolutely horrible. Do you want to hear about it? And then you're gonna be like, but that's just cute and quirky.
One time somebody, while she chews, one time somebody DM'd us
Girl,
about.
I've been done chewing.
Oh, then Haley, go ahead.
So I think that you should find a place or a thing to do in your life that doesn't cause you guilt. Because if you're someone like me, basically everything in the world makes you feel guilty. Everything in the world. So finding that one thing that you do that doesn't make you feel guilty about anything can be real helpful. I'm still looking, boo. So y'all got any ideas? Hit me up in the chat. No, I mean the
Telepathically.
comments.
Instagram.
Yeah, that thing.
Email us. You should email us. That'd be funny.
No
need
one's
to
gonna
prove a
email
point
us.
because somebody told us that nobody checks the email or that nobody uses the email, and so we need to prove them wrong by saying somebody uses the email.
God, somebody just talk to us. You know how many times
I'm so lonely.
we
and
beg?
We have 5 million daily listeners. I don't know who you're talking about. We have thousands of people.
No
DMs
one
full.
listens to us.
DMs a flooding.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
I'm not supposed to be optimistic here. I tried it, it didn't work. Therefore, don't be
That's
optimistic.
a lie.
That was
wasn't
just lying.
optimism.
That wasn't optimism.
If you believe it, someday it will happen. That was manifestation.
Mhm.
Love you the most. Adios.
Oh, that rhymes. Okay, bye-bye.
That was so awful.
So good.